a very, very highly populated severe weather risk. We're talking about almost 100 million people, actually over.
From Bikeville, Kentucky, he's a weatherman, streaming live with a well thought out plan. Guiding us through every stormy gust, a trusted voice that we all can trust. Safety first and more than just a call. He's there for us, standing tall. He's Ryan Hall, yeah, the weatherman. When the winds pick up, he's got the plan. Standing tall where the truth's by side, guiding us through every stormy tide, bringing hope when the skies turn gray. Ryan Hall, yeah, leading the way. Started young with a passion so deep, predicting the weather while others sleep. Now millions watch as he reads the sky. His calm voice soothes as the storms pass by. From school closes to a worldwide stage, he's the one guiding through every age. With every storm, he's there to see us through, bringing light to the darkest view. He's Ryan Hall, yeah, the weatherman. When the winds pick up, he's got the plan. Standing tall where the truth is by side, guiding us through every stormy tide, bringing hope when the skies turn gray. Ryan Hall, yeah, leading the way. With the all squad, he's leading the way, helping those in need through the stormy day. Tornadoes to floods, no one's left behind. Right here in the storm, shining through the night, guiding us safely, a beacon of light. He's Ryan Hall, yeah, the weatherman. When the winds pick up, he's got the plan. Standing tall, where the truth by side, guiding us through every stormy tide, bringing hope when the skies turn gray. Ryan Hall, yeah, leading the way. Here's the man with the radar so clear, a friendly hope dear, always near. With every forecast, you shine so bright, our guiding light in the darkest night. Ryan Hall, yeah.
Right before damage units today. Not expecting like a great share coming up. It's going to be mainly with just organized clusters of storms that we see progress eastward. So there's going to be a lot of just a lot of thunderstorms all over the place, and these thunderstorms are going to be capable of producing 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. And then we could get some organized thunderstorms, very organized thunderstorms towards 4 or 5 p.m. today. and those will have the best chance to produce up to 80 mile per hour winds right over very populated cities: Washington, D.C., Baltimore in Maryland, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Wilmington, Delaware, all at risk for up to 80 mile per hour winds today, going into the evening hours as well. And back out my neck of the woods, it doesn't look horrible. There is a small chance just see once the storms start rolling. Looking at our radar, taking a look at the across the woods. We are starting to see some storms fire on that special weather statement as developed out here, Pennsylvania, New York, back up into portions of southern Quebec, northeast New York as well, into northwest Vermont. Thunderstorms starting to fire there.
All right.
Like I mentioned before, there is a mesoscale discussion out in this red area in New York, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, down through northern New Jersey. There's already the chance for a severe thunderstorm watch. A severe thunderstorm watch will be issued for the chance of 60 to 70 mile an hour winds, small hail around an inch in diameter, and it can't rule out a spin-up weak tornado. Isolated thunderstorm coverage should be the main issue in the early afternoon, and then potentially grow a little bit upscale as we go into the evening as more forcing arrives on the east side of that mesoscale discussion. So very confident that we will see a severe thunderstorm watch here, probably in the next 2 hours. I don't know if it will be any sooner than that. Let's see. Yeah, they say before 2:15 Eastern, so actually in about an hour or so. So within about an hour or so, we should see a severe thunderstorm watch issued across portions of the northeastern U.S. Southwestern PA look like for today, not in the highest risk for severe storms out there, marginal risk. You could see some heavy rain, a lot of chances for heavy rain today. Anywhere between 2 p.m. Eastern all the way till about 7 p.m. Eastern is your risk for heavy rain out there. So a pretty good chance you're going to just see a lot of rain showers. There's a chance those rain showers could produce winds up to about 50 to 60 miles per hour out around like the Pittsburgh area later today. But not really the main, you're not in the main risk for severe storms. If you're just now tuning in, we're going over the potential for a severe weather outbreak here across portions of the eastern United States, a very large area under the gun for severe weather today. Tornadoes are the least of our concern today, so just keep that in mind if you're really anxious about tornadoes. That's not going to be the main issue today. The main issue by far is going to be damaging winds, followed by some small hail near an inch in diameter, and then your tornado threat is by far the lowest of our concern. What about Baltimore, Maryland? So that's in the enhanced risk area. There is a chance for up to 70 to 80 mile per hour winds somewhere in that orange area, and that does include very populated cities like Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Wilmington, Delaware, all under the gun for 70 to 80 mile per hour winds, up to 70 to 80 mile per hour winds tonight. Or I should say later this afternoon into the early evening. So winds is definitely your biggest concern for sure across that area. Tornado risk is low. It's not a zero tornado risk. It is a very low tornado risk, though, about 2%. So there's a good chance we'll see one tornado somewhere in this green area today. We will likely end up with one tornado somewhere in this green area, but anything more than a brief spin up, I don't expect it. There's definitely a good chance for a spin up tornado somewhere in that green area. Two new special weather statements, one out here in the northwest portion of North Carolina for 40 mile an hour winds for the next 32 minutes, and then a new one back up in New York. That is a updated severe thunderstorm warning in Mississippi.
Damn.
I don't see anything greater than 80. Capabar, I agree. I don't see anything greater than 80. I think we could see up to 70 to 80 mile per hour winds. I see widespread 60-mile-an-hour winds, and some areas could approach 70 to maybe a gust as high as 80. Anything greater than 80, I find that nearly almost impossible today, to be honest with you. Find that nearly impossible. So another special weather statement for 40-mile-an-hour winds here in southeastern New York over the Summitville area. So just make sure you're away from those and windows and you'll be good. Already up to 27 likes, only 13 minutes into the live stream. See if we can get that.
So I grabbed my computer while I did not see your message instantly.
Appreciated. Thank you
it
guys
became grabbed my computer so I could look at.
I appreciate
I
it.
could be on Discord with you watching
is the
him
chance for
while
multiple
also
rounds
being
of
on
severe
our
storms today. With how large our trough is, it's just creating weak forcing across much of the eastern U.S.
So
we just have very weak forcing
So are
across
you
much
live
of the east
or
U.S.
did you
here.
not be live?
So there's a chance we could see 1 to 2 rounds of severe storms, though the first round should be the most significant because that first round is going to have the better instability.
You know me, I checked the weather a lot. We talked
Speaking of
about it
instability,
yesterday.
I do want to go over why I think upwards of 80-mile-per-hour winds will be possible today. And it's because of mesoanalysis. Mesoanalysis has instability substantially overperforming across North Carolina, Virginia, especially back up into Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Instability is very well overperforming in much of the eastern U.S. And also, downdraft cape is quite high across this region. Wait for my pin to load there.
Whatever.
Downdraft cape is quite high, especially across right in here. Right in here, your downdraft instability, which is what allows for very significant damaging winds, is highest across northern Virginia into much of Maryland, into portions of Delaware, New Jersey, and southeast Pennsylvania. So I think we will see quite notably widespread damaging winds across that area, maybe up to 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gust. Wind shear has been overperforming out here in Virginia, North Carolina. But it looks like our temperatures are just going to be too high. Dew points also overperformed. So our dew points were expected to be into the mid to low 60s. They're currently into the low to mid 70s across my neck of the woods. So dew points definitely are overperforming around my area, which leads me to believe that we could see some locally stronger damaging wind gusts. I still don't think that tornado threat is notable, though. We would have to have a big change, but you can see there is some scattered favorable environments for a spin-up tornado today.
I'm just on my computer.
And then your overall trough, let's go ahead and get a very large view of it. You could see it as a very large, very, very large trough ejection, positively tilted here. You can see that by this.
Look, you got that in there.
Aimed to the southwest, it is a positively tilted trough.
That positive tilt,
so we're just going to see a bunch of thunderstorms in this area. A bunch of thunderstorms in this area throughout the entirety of the afternoon and into the evening hours, moving from west to east.
No, like how it's
your main cold front, it looks like your main cold front is probably going to be located somewhere in here.
Big problem with
like generally in that area is where your cold front's going to be, something like that.
Outbreak on that.
So like I mentioned before, these areas here could see multiple rounds of thunderstorms, although, again, I think the first round will be the worst round, because it should take up the most instability. Today should be clustered storm mode. We're going to have some linear segments, but most of it should be clustered storm
that
mode.
Shit not fucking tornado,
That's what I'm expecting.
Tornado outbreak. Shit, they're not doing their job right.
Another special weather statement out here in North Carolina, well northwest of Hickory for 40-mile-an-hour winds. Very small hail, 0.25-inch hail. So you can see how these storms are clustered to semi-discrete. That's what we're going to be seeing today.
By the way,
we could see some linear segments, like, for instance, back out here in Alabama
to get that
or
high,
Georgia. Some of these look a little bit more linear, but even then they still are
got up
more
all the way
on the clustered
to
side of
almost
things.
mid-category. No.
Go back up to New York. Yeah, you can see a lot of semi-discrete to clustered storms across New York, Pennsylvania. We're going to keep seeing all these fire and intensify.
Was a category 4. I'm like, fuck, you trying to be direction this time.
And
I-
that
I
should
knew-
be
yeah, I
our
knew it was
main
gonna do
area
that.
of damaging
You
when
know,
it
the
comes to
thing
we're
is,
going to
I
direction,
know
probably.
it's not a if.
this
you know, it's
line
not a
to
when.
clustered
We
storms firing
knew
across
if it slowed
far
down,
east, northeast, West
as
Virginia.
fast
It
as
went
it
out
was,
before.
That's going
no,
to move into
as fast
Maryland.
as it would have-
Currently is
as
moving
fast
into
as it
Maryland,
was strengthening,
northern
if it would have
Virginia.
slowed down just a hair,
And those should
it would have been a
intensify,
Category 5
specifically as
landfall.
we get closer to 3 o'clock
Yeah,
Eastern, is
and
when
it
those should
was a
really
Category
start to
4 at
intensify.
landfall.
It was 140 mile per hour winds.
Mainly
It was
with
already
damaging
on
winds.
its way to Category 5 when it made landfall.
Semi-discrete means a storm is relatively all by
right now
itself.
look at New York.
So, for
to see-
instance, if
well,
we take a look
not New
here
York,
in
but
Pennsylvania,
Let me
New-
tell you,
these
we
two
don't
are
need another-
semi-discrete.
We don't need another
They're not
fucking
completely
Otis.
by themselves, but they are.
What do you mean,
They're
Otis?
relatively spaced there, so they're
remember,
semi-discrete.
I don't. I think
Now,
either
something
it's,
like this
either it
near
was Owen
Williamsport,
or
that is
Otis
almost
that made
completely discrete,
landfall in
nearly all by itself.
2023. It went from a
And
tropical
then a
storm
clustered mode is what
to
you
a
see
Category 5
in
hurricane
North Carolina right now,
on
where
the
you
west
have a
side of
storm
Mexico
here, a
in
storm
less
here,
than
a storm
12
here,
hours.
a storm here, a storm
Oh
here.
yeah, I
That's
did
clustered.
remember it was
That is a
late
cluster
night.
mode.
I'll be kind
And
of
then
not where I was
linear
at
is
that
a
time.
full
And when
line.
I woke up the next morning
This
and I
isn't
heard it
really
went
a
from
full line
tropical,
either.
you know, when I looked at the
Um,
models, you know,
A
I
full
looked at
line would
everything
be.
and
I
it
don't
said
think we have
tropical
really
depression.
anything that's a complete
I
line
woke
right
up
now.
the next morning and they were
Most of this
talking
is
on the
just
news saying
clustered to
Category 5
semi-discrete.
hit Mexico. I was like, hold on.
And that's the
Hit the
most
brakes.
favored mode in
What
North Carolina and
happened
Virginia.
when I was
is
asleep?
clustered to line segments.
Yeah, and that special work that man, New York is going away in 10 minutes.
Under the enhanced risk, yep. Main issue
How-
is winds.
My
There's a very good
question
chance you'll end
when
up
I
with
woke
50,
up
60
that
mile an hour
morning
winds.
was how
And then
can
somebody
a freaking
today-
tropical
Go up and
system?
high.
I think a couple people
How
could end
can
up
a
with
tropical
70 to
system
upwards
go
of 80
from
mile per hour
tropical
winds.
depression to a Category 5 hurricane in less than
In
8
less than
hours
12
and
hours.
somehow not be noticed?
I think a couple people
Did
could
they
end
not
up
even
with,
issue a hurricane warning for it?
70 to 80.
No,
Say, hey,
it was
I
so
killed
fast
you.
they didn't even issue a hurricane warning. That's how fast it was, I think.
I might chase Otter. I'm 50-50
And you know
on
what
it.
I think
It doesn't
caused
look like
that?
the best right now.
What the?
Very, very,
doesn't look like the
very
best
favorable
chasing event.
conditions along the coast. And here's something that a lot of people don't.
It doesn't
talk
look
about.
horrible.
The friction in between the land.
If I do chase, it would
and
likely
the
be closer to
water
like 4
does
o'clock.
the same thing to tornadoes.
But I at least
It
wanted to get
has
on
a
here and stream
tendency
some. I'll
to
be live for the next
rapidly
few hours
intensify
covering this.
If the
And then if
storm
I deem
comes
it
on the
necessary,
right
I'll go
angle.
chase. But the
And
tornado
I
risk is
think
low
that's what
today. The hail
happened
risk
to
is
this
fairly
storm.
low.
It hit on the
And
right
I've already
angle,
been in like
and it did
10
just
different
that.
wind risks this year. So
Holy fuck! It went down to
I stopped chasing all
104
the wind risks.
at 10 a.m. today.
Do you think the
Their
enhanced risk will be
time.
pushed into
Well, I think our time.
more of
It's already
Massachusetts
down
and
to
New York?
85. It's a Category 1 now.
I
It's
think
dead.
the
Yeah.
enhanced risk is
It's
really
just
good
dead.
where
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
completely dead.
I agree
and then
with
there's
the SPC on
there's
that.
another tropical
Some models do
disturbance, and I'm gonna
indicate-
have to check on that one because it's a day
Some models
2,
do indicate
zero,
we could have
day
some
720.
locally higher wind gusts back out
Well,
here
I
in
guess,
Virginia
but,
and North
Like,
Carolina.
I just,
But
I don't know what
it
the
just
hell is
doesn't
going on, but
seem
like,
like
I went
coverage
to
will
bed.
be enough
You know, it was 100, and, I think 100.
to promote an enhanced risk. Where do I
25
chase?
miles per
So
hour
my
max
chasing
speed.
area, I don't like to chase
I got
Central
it.
or Northern
They
Virginia.
looked at the
So
latest
this is the
advisory,
most
it said
frequent area that
140.
I chase.
Dude,
Right in here.
They're lucky it
I
didn't
chase
get any
this
higher
area
than that.
very frequently.
in Vermont,
Southern Virginia,
like in
almost
BC
into
or
Central
something, I think.
Virginia, and then
I
a
got
very
you,
large
man.
chunk of
They just
NC.
issued new
I've been
ones
all
for
the way down to
Pennsylvania,
Charlotte
too.
for this
Honestly,
year.
Vermont
This year,
is-
me and
As
Lucky,
long
There
as
is
I
a-
was
one of my-
asleep, it
you know,
could
my
have
best
went
friend.
higher than that because
we chased
what I
together
think is what
often.
happened is that
and we
that
went down to
air
Charlotte
actually
for
slowed it
I
thunderstorms
think
down.
you
this year.
wanna
And
look
last
at
year
New
for a
York.
hurricane, we were down in Charleston
There is a
and Myrtle
huge-
Beach, South Carolina.
New severe thunderstorm watch.
But North
Just been
Carolina is where I
issued.
chase the absolute most.
Another
I love
one
to
has been
chase
issued
around
and a
Greensboro,
huge
back towards
motor
Durham.
skill
I love to
for
chase the
95 mile
interstates
per hour
right in this area.
tornadoes.
That is a severe thunderstorm warning
There we go.
for 60 mile an hour winds and 1-inch hail
And now
in
you're
North
keepers.
Carolina.
New severe thunderstorm
Now-
warning in North Carolina.
That sucker better
Yeah,
not come
one
up
of
my
my
way,
friends-
or I'll be tempted to chase.
Well, that's why I'm looking at South Carolina and North
Just peek
Carolina.
my head outside.
And everywhere else.
So here's the thing: is GRG said that thing better not come up my way, or I'll chase.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty on when the
Why?
storms will be the
Because it's
strongest
like
today in North Carolina.
so
That just
bad
leads me
that
to
it could
not want to
actually do
chase.
something horrible. Could that thing ever go up to a tornado
I'm northwest
warning?
of Charlotte, so
No.
we did chase a bit
I don't think there's
during
you know,
Helene.
no,
Had a
there's
great
not
Or
storm
is it
last
too
tornado
April.
weak
watch today.
to
It's
even
Yeah,
not.
go
Charlotte.
up?
Charlotte seems to be where all the main storms are.
Give me a
Charlotte
minute, because
and
I
East
have my
NC.
computer
This
off
is the
last
area where I
night.
see storms the
I
most
don't have an
frequent.
account on my computer, so I have
Honestly,
to
That's a
they're,
new
they're
severe
so,
watch in New York.
they're
Look
so
at that.
limited.
You hear those beeps coming in, scrolling across the bottom of the screen. That is
What do you
a
mean they're
new
so
severe
limited?
thunderstorm watch.
There is so limited ingredients for a tornado that I don't
New
even
York,
think there's gonna be a
Vermont,
fucking tornado
Massachusetts,
today. If it is, it's gonna be
Connecticut,
extremely brief.
Pennsylvania, and
Yeah,
maybe
it's
a
way
sliver
because
of New
what I'm
Jersey.
looking at, where was the update
60
every,
mile-an-hour winds likely, 1-inch hail possible.
every 5 minutes?
I didn't
it
expect any.
updates?
They don't mention a tornado threat. I didn't expect them to mention a tornado threat.
And I'm turning
not
on
surprised by that.
12-hour.
I am
time,
curious to
so I
see
don't have
what
to
they
keep
say
on,
for
like-
like the peak wind gust. See what the SPC mentions for the peak winds.
Tornado
I'm
possibility June
gonna listen
19th.
to TRG here
Consecutive
for a minute.
watches. It is a 60-20 severe watch, so a very high chance, almost a high chance. It's considered a high-end moderate chance for damaging winds. A 70% on a watch probability is high. A 60% is a high-end moderate for watch probabilities. So what that means is there is a 60% chance of 10 or more reports of 60 mile an hour wind gusts or greater. And there is a 20% chance, that's a pretty good chance. There is a 20% chance of a wind gust exceeding 75 miles per hour. So they do give a decent chance for a wind gust exceeding 75 mile per hour winds. Most favorite event you chased? Ooh. I really loved chasing Helene. Or no, was it Helene? No, not Helene. Dang it, what was it? I can't remember the hurricane.
Milton?
Debbie? Was it Debbie? Possibly Debbie? The one that hit South Carolina and North Carolina last year. I loved chasing that hurricane.
Thing.
And then we stayed in an overnight hotel and then chased the tornado threat the next day. Debbie, yeah. Yep, that was probably my favorite chase. But there's also been multiple other good chases. I would say a very close second place is when I got like 2 to 3 wall clouds in one day. I was under 5 tornado warnings. At 1 minute, in a particular minute, I had 5 warnings active over my house. My house was in 5 tornado warnings in one particular moment, simultaneously. And that was sometime in September last year.
Man,
I would
about
say
bad
Debbie is
luck.
first. And then that is definitely a close second, for sure. It's not a moderate risk for severe weather, but the watch probability is moderate. So in this severe watch that just got issued, the chance for damaging winds of 60 miles per hour, 10 events of 60 miles per hour, is 60% chance, which is considered a moderate probability on your severe watch. You can see that is a 60 for wind. And notice the tornado threat is only a 10%, and the wind threat is a 20%. So, or the hail threat is 20%, tornado threat's 10%. So it's mainly a wind bag today, which is what we were anticipating. Overall, inside this watch area, there is a high chance that we see damaging winds and some small hail. New mesoscale discussion, and dang it, it is just outside of my neck of the woods. I might be on the line of that. I'm like on the line, like literally that MCD is, the line at the end of the MCD is over my house.
Huh.
It is almost over my house. I am barely outside of that mesoscale discussion. So a new severe watch will be issued here across much of Virginia, much of Maryland into southeastern Pennsylvania, a chunk of northern Delaware, into also western New Jersey. New severe watch will be issued in this red
Just
area.
drive north 10 minutes.
So they do mention a chance for a spin up tornado. Chance for a weak tornado, 1-inch hail, and wind gust of 70 miles per hour will be possible as convection intensifies as it moves off of the eastern Appalachian Mountains. 80% chance of a severe watch being issued at or before 3:15 p.m. Eastern. So we should see a new watch. Probably in the next hour or two. And North Carolina should get under a severe watch too, but you guys will probably be one of the last areas to be put under a severe watch. Even though there's already a severe warning there, really. In my opinion, we probably should already have a severe watch out in this area here, since we're already seeing strong to severe storms. I'll be in a watch today. I just don't know if I'll be in the watch that is going to be included from Pennsylvania to Southern Virginia or the watch that is going to be in North Carolina. Enhanced risk just got issued for tomorrow, so we will be live for tomorrow as well.
Great.
Enhanced risk, very large enhanced risk across northern North Dakota, or much of North
3 out of
Dakota
5
into
we
northern
just
South
issued
Dakota
for
and western
tomorrow.
Minnesota.
I know. I hear.
So we'll be
I
live
heard him.
tomorrow
Hey,
as well.
I got a question.
My guess is that's for
Hold
hail
on,
and wind.
I'm gonna look at it, and because
I'm not surprised by that. There's your new enhanced risk, level 3 out of 5
I'm
across
not
North Dakota,
seeing it
Minnesota,
at all
even a
yet.
portion of
it's not
Montana
on
and
the
South Dakota
website
there.
yet.
Not even on this one.
All the probabilities aren't even out
Not
yet.
not
so they're
surprised
still
by that at all.
publishing it.
That will be more of an evening to overnight event.
That's gonna be
Also-
fucking hell.
Hey, dude.
Again, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. Help us
I think
spread the
tomorrow-
word
yeah,
about
I-
today's
I
severe
think
It
weather
was
tomorrow
event
we have
across
to
the
go
eastern
dark
U.S.
warning going
Very,
right
very
towards the
large
ocean.
area.
What happens if
If
that
you're just
storm
tuning in, this is the
goes
large
into the
area under the
ocean?
gun
Will
for
it
severe
decrease
storms in
in
the eastern
severity,
U.S.
or will it
That
start
dark green is a
rotating
level
probably?
1, the yellow is a level 2, and the orange is a level
Wow.
3 out of 5 for severe weather. That dark green goes
Because
all the way
where
back
I
into
saw the
Arkansas
arrow
and
pointing
Oklahoma,
right
and there's a
towards the
separate
giant,
risk today
Virginia
up
Beach,
in North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin for the potential of
or
mainly
close
hail
to it.
and isolated damaging winds up there.
They just issued a severe dark
Storm to my north
right on
just went
top of
severe, and that is a
a,
significant severe to my north.
website,
Already
wait,
a significant severe for 70
might-
mile-an-hour winds, and it is just starting.
Okay, tell me that app how you're
It is
having
just
that beeper,
starting, and we
because
already
I
have a
want
severe
that
for
beeper.
70
New
mile-an-hour winds.
considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 70 mile per hour winds.
Hey, dude, can you tell me how you got that
Marty is
beeper?
enhanced.
I want a
Ben.
beeper.
Let's see.
So that's going to go
Please
right
tell me you do
into
not have to
just to the
download an app.
southwest of Roanoke,
No, I
very
didn't.
close to our Blacksburg radar
Well, I
site.
mean, technically, yeah.
Very,
but
very
it's,
close to our radar
it's,
site.
voice
Imagine our radar site gets knocked out here. That would be horrible. The main radar in
Okay,
Virginia
give me a
goes
minute.
down.
Okay, I'm gonna have a look at this on my phone because for some
That would
reason
be
my computer I'm gonna have
horrible.
leaked out where it was.
We have 3 main radars, one in southwest VA, southeast VA, and then up towards DC. North Carolina only has 1 main radar. That's the main radar in
And,
NC. We
now
have 2
that's
coastal
just
radars,
what-
but this is the
the
by far the most used radar in NC. So if you are inside this severe storm in Floyd, I've been up here. There's not much population out in this area. It's a relatively rural portion of Virginia. If it keeps
Okay,
going east, it's going to get into more
I'm
populated
gonna
area.
just
I
have a
do
look at
know,
where
like,
life for a day now.
there's definitely, yeah, this is populated. This is populated up here. Yeah, there's almost 30,000, nearly 30,000 people inside that
You
considerable
don't
severe.
have to download
And I would
an
bet
app,
ya
but what I
probably
did is
half
I,
of them are on the northeast side of
Is
that,
that
in the
voice
southwest
mod?
city of Roanoke.
So what I did is I went in here and I copied these links,
Because
pasted
there's
up in
not
here,
a bunch of
and
population
then
here.
I
Houses are
downloaded
very
the
far and few
P3s
between.
and then added
Floyd is
them
pretty
to
populated.
voice
I've been
mod,
there.
as you
Pretty
can see here.
populated, Floyd.
This is what I did. I added them
These
to
aren't really
here.
that populated areas. Not really much up here.
Okay.
Floyd is populated, and then
Except
southeast,
I'm
or
gonna
rather
put that
southwest.
into
Roanoke
whatever
is
this
definitely
is
populated.
because I'm on computer right now.
What is this one?
So
Actually, I
if you're in that
might
severe,
not
one of the
have to have
30,000
put
people in
it
that
into
severe, just
something.
get
I could
away
just
from doors
put
and windows and you will be
this
fine.
Okay.
board,
And don't go
and I
outside.
could do it from my computer.
Just stay away from doors and windows, you'll be good. Yeah, a
Alright.
huge 30 significant and a
What is
huge
he?
15
What is
significant
it?
for both wind and
Oh,
hail
lovely.
tomorrow. We do
Okay.
have a quite large 5%. Huge wind risk and hail risk tomorrow.
Scan QR code.
So we'll be live covering that.
Login.
I don't know how long we'll be live covering that tomorrow, considering it's in a pretty rural area and it's going to be late in the evening into the overnight hours. But we'll be live for it for sure.
30 sig tomorrow for wind and hail. So.
Well,
I mean,
boy,
right now
how
the
about
HRRR
tornado
says
list?
storms don't pop off until
Is the
like
tornado list up yet?
midnight, 1 a.m. But I do think we could see some storms as early as 7 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be live for
Gotcha.
tomorrow's severe weather event. So we're down to 2 severes right now. One in Virginia, one in North Carolina. There is actually still some severes on the tail end of our marginal
Go ahead
back
and
out
add
here in
that.
Arkansas and western Mississippi. Those are general severes right now.
Question is where I'm gonna add that to.
So overall, we have 4
I got a
severes
button for
in
it,
effect in the U.S.
I believe. Yeah, I got a button for it.
You believe you have a button for it?
No, I do. I just found one
Okay.
for it.
Let's see. And
Well,
this is
Discord
radar
won't be
indicated winds,
done,
right?
so
Yeah.
I can't
Moving
log
east at
into
30
my
miles
computer
per
to
hour.
do it, but I will click on the link.
Prepare immediately for
I'm
large hail and
actually
damaging
gonna
winds.
get on top
Really
of
not going to
it
be that
and-
large of hail. I mean, absolute max 1-inch hail. I'd be pretty surprised if we even see 1-inch hail out of that. 'Cause it's not a hail core looking storm.
Hold on.
Hey, I'm on the edge of 2 mesoscale discussions.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Look at that. There is an MCD 10 minutes to my south and like 2 minutes to my north for both severe watches. So
Hey, I'm
2
back.
severe watches will be issued here in the next 2 hours. This one in from Georgia up towards southern Virginia is for mainly damaging winds and small hail.
boy.
But the one in central Virginia back all the way up into Pennsylvania, that is for damaging winds of 70 miles per hour, 1-inch hail, and the chance for a spin-up tornado. So if I get into this one for a severe watch, that means I'll have a chance for a spin-up tornado. If I get into the southern one, definitely no chance for a tornado. Another severe thunderstorm warning. This is the first one of what's probably going to be our main event. And it is for 60-mile-an-hour winds for Winchester in northern Virginia. I figured these storms would fire early. The HRRR said 4 o'clock, and they all started firing at 1, which is why I went live early. I figured the HRRR would be wrong on that.
The one
There
I
is a
have-
small chance that we don't get a severe watch out here in North Carolina, Georgia, and South Carolina. There's a small chance that doesn't become a severe
Not plus.
thunderstorm watch, but most likely it will. Most likely it will be a severe watch. I think we'll have enough storms to warrant it. Still special weather statement for now. 50-mile-an-hour winds up here in southeast New York for Pleasant Valley and surrounding areas up
There.
towards Pine Plains. Just make sure you're not outside and you'll be fine.
Nah, just slam down on my keyboard again.
You will be fine. So our main severe thunderstorm right now is the one southwest of Roanoke, Virginia, potentially producing 1-inch hail and
slam down my
70-mile-an-hour winds. Very close to Floyd and just to the
Here, click
southwest
in.
of Roanoke, Virginia.
Not secure. That can't provide it.
So, yeah. Again, if you're just now tuning in, this is our risk area for today. We have a very large level 1 in the dark green, large level 2 in the yellow, and a large level 3 out of 5 for severe storms.
So
Areas under the gun for the best chance of 70 to 80 miles per hour will be Richmond, up towards
Do all this
Washington,
thing?
including also Baltimore, Maryland, That also
Awesome.
goes all the way
Updated
into
version.
Philadelphia,
Okay,
southeast PA,
so now what you
also
want to do?
Wilmington in northern
Become on it
Delaware,
now.
almost, if not the entire state, nearly the entire state of New Jersey under that enhanced risk as well. And it does go all the way back up into
Hold on.
barely
Guys,
to
I
the
will have
west
to stop
northwest
this
of
if
New
it
York City.
happens.
So very large and very highly populated, highly populated enhanced risk there.
Yes, I will have it up for any case.
Not sure if Ben's
Yes,
gonna
you
type all
might
that out,
hear
but
it.
so an outflow boundary is formed when a strong downdraft occurs in or downburst, my bad. A strong downburst occurs in a thunderstorm. The rain hits the
Okay, so
surface and
I'm
it
going to
spreads
questions
out and
on
it cools the
here
surface
if I
and
need
it creates an outflow boundary. It's typically most common in storms with high amounts of strong damaging winds. That's when we most frequently see it, is with damaging winds, but it could also be formed with very weak storms too.
Let's see.
Hey, can you hear me?
The most frequent time we see outflow boundaries
Okay.
is during
I
a
have it
line of
up, but I don't have
thunderstorms.
like the voice
On the
on
tail
up.
end of the line, you'll
So
see an
if
outflow
anything happens, I
boundary,
will click the
and
button
then that
for it.
outflow boundary can actually stall
Wait,
out
do you use
into the
voice
next
mod
day, and
for
then the
the,
next day you
like
can
the
get
tornado
severe storms
warning,
off of that
tornado
outflow
warning, something else
boundary.
and all that?
We've seen
Yeah.
that multiple times. It's very fascinating.
I have.
It is
but
very fascinating how an
for
outflow
it
boundary
right here
works.
on my keyboard.
Not
just,
chasing yet, random guy. It's just wind. I've seen hundreds of shelf clouds already in my life,
We
so
will time voice changer for
Let's see
being mad.
here.
I'm not gonna chase another wind
I
bag.
might do a test, but I really
Today,
I
if
should've
it
done a
keeps
test
going like
before
this, like that's not a
stream,
bad
but
chase day.
I did a test.
But if
yesterday,
it goes
so
upscale
it
into
is
a
what it
line,
is.
then yeah, I'm not chasing at all.
Yeah, who would do that?
Let's
Depending
see here.
on what tomorrow's risk is, if it's a really big like risk, for
Yeah.
tornadoes and severe.
So
well,
yeah,
it's
we're
already gonna be a
past
big
50
risk
likes
for,
now. I
like,
greatly
general
greatly
severe
appreciate it. Thank
weather,
you guys for hitting that
hail
like
and
button.
wind, but
If you haven't
if the
already,
tornado
make sure you
risk
hit the
goes
like
up,
button.
which
It's
it
really
might,
Yeah,
appreciated.
I see it now
Try
on
to get the word out
Where
about today's severe weather
yeah,
for
event across
North
the
Dakota
eastern U.S.
and Minnesota.
As storms
for
are
Friday.
firing up very quickly, and
I will check the tornado
we're already
list.
up to quite a
Okay,
few
we might
severes.
have
1, 2,
been
3,
a-
4,
I'm gonna be
5
right back,
severe
okay?
storms right now.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
Now, nothing like what we were covering yesterday from Illinois to Ohio, but still, starting to get up on severes. Ponderosa, it depends on the timing of if I chase. I have no idea. If I chase around 3 to 4 o'clock, yes, I can stream it. If I chase before then, I can't stream it. And again, I don't even know if I'm going to chase. How do you see outflow boundaries on radar? So if it's a strong, outflow boundary, it's very easy to see. It's very easy to see. So right now we probably don't have any strong outflow boundaries, but you can see them very clearly. I don't think we have any at the moment. Yeah, there's no clear outflow boundaries. Maybe one in Texas. Most of the time we have some out here in Texas frequently. Nah, I don't see a boundary with that. Mississippi? What radar? I don't... Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. That's a very clear outflow boundary right there. So there's your outflow boundary. It's been produced because of all of these storms producing marginal damaging winds. Very obvious outflow boundary right there. Could also be called a gust front too. So that's very clear outflow boundary right there. Thank you for pointing that out, Ben. Still a severe for up to 70-mile-an-hour winds and 1-inch hail here going just to the southwest of Roanoke in Virginia. Just be away from doors and windows if you're in that severe thunderstorm warning. And then just a bunch of scattered storms. Only one strong storm. Special weather statemented for 17 more minutes. So there's only one strong storm in New York. A strong storm, by definition, is simply just a special weather statement. So by definition, all these blue boxes you see here, those are all strong storms. And then this special weather statement is probably associated with something different. Brief wind gust for showers and thunderstorms. So that's associated with... That's actually associated with the thunderstorms. I mean, they mention thunderstorm wind gust of 25 to 35 miles per hour. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. So close, yet so far. So close, yet so far. Almost in that severe thunderstorm warning. I'm in Martinsville. So, close but far. Are these initial storms likely to become severe in New Jersey, or is the threat with a linear line? These will be clustered to linear storms, and yes, they should intensify the more east they move. The further east they go, the more they will intensify. They will begin to weaken as they approach the shoreline late tonight, close to probably maybe 7, 8 o'clock on the coastal areas of like coastal Delaware, coastal Maryland, coastal New Jersey. Storms in North Carolina could progress and continue to be severe throughout a chunk of the night, though. How'd you learn about storms and weather? I am fully self-taught. A bunch of experience over the last 3 to 4 years with a bunch of people in the community who helped me learn. And now I am so much better with forecasting than I was even a year ago. I've improved so much this year. And I recently bought a college book for meteorology. So I'm learning on that too. How come the storms in New York are struggling? They're just now firing. So they're going to struggle for probably a little bit longer. And once that cold front comes in, they will begin to intensify more. But there's uncertainty on how much those storms will strengthen in New York and Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut. But even these little rain showers, we should have a favorable environment for even rain showers to produce like 40-mile-an-hour winds. Let's see. Yeah, our main environment right now is in eastern New York. So with these storms down in here, that's where our main environment is for damaging winds, which is why like these storms could produce up to 50-mile-an-hour winds. We'll see if that one gets special weather statemented at all. We're not expecting like big supercells or something like that. We're not expecting big supercells or something crazy. There you go. I'm in the severe watch. I'm now in the severe thunderstorm watch. And that is the northern severe watch, which means I should have at least a small probability for a brief tornado. Hello, Pete. Welcome to the stream. Glad to see you in here. Wow. 70-30. That is one of the highest probability severe watches of this year in Virginia. A 70-30 wind threat. That is a 70% chance of 10 or more wind events of 60 or greater mile-an-hour winds. And a 30% chance that one of those exceed 75 miles per hour. That is actually one of the highest end severe watches in Virginia. And that is in effect until a very late 9 o'clock tonight. 9 p.m. Eastern. Chance for a tornado is 10%, which is non-zero. So, shoot, I'll take it. It's not entirely impossible. So, big severe watch just got issued from eastern Maryland, or rather eastern Pennsylvania, northeast New Jersey, all the way through the whole state of New Jersey, whole state of Delaware, into almost the whole state of Maryland, much of Virginia, even into northern North Carolina. Huge severe watch there. Let's see the wording on that. That should be a bit more aggressive wording from the SPC. Widespread 60-mile-an-hour winds likely and wind gust of 75 miles per hour possible. Also, large hail up to 1.5 inch in diameter possible inside that watch area. So that's, like I said, that's probably one of the highest end severe watches we've had here in Virginia, especially for wind. I'll text Lucky. Okay. They did just update this severe. It is still warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds southwest of Roanoke. Still 70-mile-an-hour winds there. So make sure you're still indoors, away from doors and windows. If you're in that severe storm south of Roanoke, if you're in any of the severe storms, stay away from doors and windows. Your Weather Channel probably hasn't gotten the watch. It was issued literally like a minute ago. So it's just now coming in on all the main broadcast channels and all the radar softwares and everything like that. All right, I'm going to refresh this. Hold on a second. Let me switch over here and switch over here. All right, there we go. Yeah, there's going to be some severe, likely some severe storms in Canada today too. We'll need to keep an eye on that. But we're mainly going to be covering the U.S. today. If there's anything in Canada, I'll at least mention it if I see it. Bunch of severe storms recently issued here. So there you go. All these yellow polygons here, Maryland, Virginia, another one in Virginia, 2 more in Virginia, another one in North Carolina, one way back in western West Virginia. All those are severe storms now. So severe storms are definitely starting to increase across a good chunk of the eastern U.S. Pennsylvania will start to get in on some severes later on today. New York that's probably, in my opinion, this is the most uncertain area for severe storms today. I really don't know how many storms and how many severe storms we're going to get up there. I'm uncertain on that. And then we do still have 2 severes back here. One in south central, mainly central actually, central Arkansas. And then another one in eastern Arkansas. So again, we do have a significant severe for 70-mile-an-hour winds. That is for Simpsons, Copper Hill, Bent Mountain, just barely on the barely to the west of Rocky Mount, and barely southwest of Roanoke. That does include a portion of Cave Spring in western Virginia. We're not expecting many supercells today. Supercells are rotating thunderstorms. We could get 1 or 2. And there's a chance one of those could produce a tornado. But it's not the biggest threat. Wind is the biggest threat today. Just check the chat. DeAndre, welcome to the stream. Nightbot got you because you did like 5 caps saying yo. Welcome to the stream, DeAndre. Glad to see you here. Hopefully you're ready for some wind. Yeah, these storms out here in central Maryland, going towards Hagerstown, Williamsport, 60-mile-an-hour winds, 0.75-inch hail there, and then one going into Winchester, Virginia. Same hazards with that. Should continue to see those intensify as they move into a more and more favorable environment for damaging winds. I mean, they're on the edge of that favorable environment, so really, in about an hour or so, I expect most of this will probably be severe. Gracious day, I'm surrounded by severes. 1, 2, 3, 4 severe storms off to my west-northwest. And you can see those velocities of more of 50-mile-an-hour winds, but according to the NWS in Blacksburg, could be gusts up to 70 with that. Just south of the radar site. That's going to be going close to Rocky Mount. So that's going to head towards 220. 220 going out of Martinsville up into Rocky Mount and eventually into Roanoke. Easily could end up with another severe back out here near Taylorsville, well north of Hickory in North Carolina. It's weird covering my own area. Like, this is the area. Normally, I'd chase. 9 out of 10 times I would be chasing right now. The main reason I'm not is because I feel like it's just going to be a big wind bag, to be honest with you. And if it's not, then, again, there's a good chance I still chase. I'm just saying, there's still a good chance I'm chasing today. I'm going to try to wait as late as I can because I don't have a secondary device until about 3 o'clock. And so if I do chase today, there's a high chance I can stream after 3 p.m. How's Pittsburgh looking? You're looking fairly good today. I mean, mainly just isolated heavy rain showers, some bolts of lightning. And there could be a gust of 40 to 50 mile an hour winds out there. The main winds is definitely well off into southeast PA. But you could get multiple rounds of heavy rain. Some of those could have some wind gusts with it. But shouldn't be anything significant. This is the outlook for today. You could see you're in that level 1 out of 5 risk for mainly damaging winds. And then to your east, there's a slight risk in southeast PA. And then in far southeast PA, including the metro of Philadelphia, enhanced risk. So those are level 1, level 2, level 3 out of 5 for severe weather. And they did just issue a new severe. I called that one out. Actually, no, my bad. That is a different new severe. Right? I saw it flash. Yeah. They issued a severe inside of a severe. So there's 2 severes right now over Boonville and Wilkesboro in North Carolina. There's 2 severes in effect for the same storm. Look at that. And much of this is just going to be winds, very heavy rain, and we could see some small hail. Yeah, you could see the velocity. See these kind of getting into light pink colors. Definitely hinting towards 60 to 70 mile an hour winds being possible there. They still have it warned for 70 mile an hour winds, so that's going to go very close to like Rocky Mount, in between Boone's Mill and Rocky Mount. And it looks like that might have an outflow boundary with it. Yeah, that has an outflow boundary with it. You can see that boundary there. And so your greatest wind gusts are going to be right on the tail end of that boundary. Or where the boundary starts. And then our severe out here west of my area. I mean, very, very low chance these produce 60 mile an hour winds, but it's not impossible, which is why they severe warned it. Yeah, so there's still those 2 severes, central Arkansas, eastern Arkansas there. one near Pine Bluff, one in southeast Arkansas. But we're mainly staying with the severe storms on the East Coast because that's the main area to focus on for today. Also, the slight risk up in North Dakota and Minnesota won't pop off until like tonight, like midnight tonight. So I won't be live for tonight's severe risk in North Dakota. Near Wilkes County, North Carolina. Thanks for the live stream. Well, thank you for being here, Kimberly. Great to have you in here. What would be the greatest storms? What would be the greatest storm system to produce tornadoes or start rotating? Like the best chance for a rotation on any of these storms right now? None of them. Really, there's no greatest chance for a tornado. Like, there's this huge 2% tornado risk. So anybody in here has a chance to see some rotating storms or maybe even a weak spin-up tornado. But that chance is very low. There's no very concentrated area of tornado potential today. Hello, Forrest. Glad to see you in here. Finally, you're in here when you're not getting severe weather. Most of the time when you tune in, there's like a tornado warning or a severe warning near you. Hold on. Okay, yeah, there's nothing around St. Louis. I just had to check. I just had to check. Every time I see Forrest in here, something's happening around his area. Yeah, so our greatest damaging winds right now is focused with this storm here. Going towards Callaway and Rocky Mount in Virginia, which is just to the south and southwest of Roanoke. Outside of that, we're watching these severe storms in western Maryland. Ooh, that one going towards Winchester, you could see some light blue velocities there. Could indicate upwards of like 65, maybe pushing 70 mile-an-hour winds there, going very close to Winchester. That's still warned for 60 mile-an-hour winds. So this storm is definitely capable of producing 60 mile-an-hour winds. And that's going to go right into Winchester in far northern Virginia. The one up here near Hedgesville, Martinsburg, Virginia, going to move into Hagerstown, western Maryland. Definitely could see some 40 to 50 mile-an-hour wind gusts with that. As it continues to strengthen and move into Maryland, could see upwards of 60 with it. Hard to see what's happening over this severe storm near Waynesboro, Virginia. But that could produce 50 to 60 mile-an-hour winds there. And they did severe warn that. That is the storm I called out about 10 minutes ago, maybe even a little longer than that. Barely northwest of Taylorsville, that is Four Cedar Rock, under a severe storm now for 60 mile-an-hour winds and 0.75-inch hail for the next 29 minutes. That's the storm I called out. When do you think the second round will hit our area, TRG? So this is by far, this is the main round for sure. This is the main round. If there is a second round, it probably wouldn't be over Roanoke. It would probably be more east of Roanoke for the chance of a second round. But there's a lot of uncertainty on if there will even be a second round. I think only the HRRR really shows like 1 to 2 rounds rolling through. Mainly it's this. This is definitely the main event out here in Virginia, North Carolina, Southern Virginia, northwestern North Carolina. That is definitely the main event. And I think this stuff will grow very linear about 5 o'clock tonight. I expect this stuff to be very, very linear as it moves into north central North Carolina and south central Virginia. Right now it's clustered mode, some semi-discrete, but I expect it to be almost a full-fledged line by the time it gets towards Greensboro. And it might not die out. I mean, we could see 60 mile-an-hour winds through a good chunk of North Carolina tonight and late this evening. It all depends on instability, and right now we've got plenty of instability across North Carolina, which is why we've got so many severes. Like, I can't even keep count. Hold on. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 severes in this area. 5 severes, maybe even 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. 6 severes. I'm still good right now, but these storms will eventually move off the mountains. Right now, they're kind of latched on. They're almost latched on to like the edge of the Appalachian Mountains here. And once they eventually push off of that, that's when they should grow very linear. Let's go back over to, let's see. Just real quick, Arkansas, no longer a severe warning in effect for Watson. Still 1 severe in central Arkansas for Whitehall and Pine Bluff. If you're in any of the severes, just be away from doors and windows, and you're good to go. Very, very long duration special weather statement here in southeastern Pennsylvania. 2 hours for a cluster of thunderstorms moving along the Maryland border that will continue to move east, affecting Franklin, Adams, York, and Lancaster counties in southeastern Pennsylvania through 4 p.m. Eastern. Expect gusty winds and small hail. Heavy rain is also possible. Is that my AC? Or is that like thunder? That's crazy that I think my AC could sound like thunder. Does that storm to my west have thunder? Ah, I guess it was just my AC. Another severe southeast of Roanoke this time. For 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Well, actually, it did have a bolt. I don't know if I heard that all the way from Martinsville. I don't know about that. I don't know if I could hear that all the way from Martinsville. I'm thinking it was just my AC turning on. It just sounded very faint. Allentown, Pennsylvania today. Well, oh, big storm approaching the south-southeast side of that. Yeah, so very heavy rain, maybe some 20-mile-an-hour wind gust, possibly extremely small hail, but mainly heavy rain, some winds will be possible as this rolls through Allentown over the next 15 minutes or so. It's hard to say exactly what you will see, but the environment out here is favorable for 60-mile-an-hour winds, 1-inch hail, and possibly a spin-up tornado, but the chance of a tornado hitting near Allentown is very low today. I think we'll see a tornado eventually somewhere in this dark green here from Maine back to Virginia. So don't worry about a tornado threat. You know, it's not impossible that we see a tornado threat around southeast PA, but it's not likely. Mainly just winds. It's a very low tornado threat. Mainly just going to see some winds in southeast PA, and it's hard to say the timing of it too. You could get as many as like 3 to 4 different rounds of storms today, so you just want to stay weather aware through the entire day as storms roll through. Interesting. The NAM and the HRRR both have a storm to my south that's pretty strong around like 5 o'clock. Alright, let's go back over here. New severe for 60-mile-an-hour winds there across portions of northern Virginia into western Maryland. Just make sure you are make sure you're away from doors and windows. You'll be good. You'll be perfectly fine. And don't go outside. Again, don't go outside. Stay away from doors and windows. You'll be good. I mean, that one's already getting pretty strong there, too. Yep, I could lose power if it rains too much. That's the Virginia power grid. So once again, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. We're approaching 100 likes. Also, share the stream with your family, friends, social media. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. And if you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button. We're getting very close to 10,000 subscribers. We are about 130 off right now. We are on the doorstep of 10,000 subscribers. Like we're in the driveway and we're approaching the doorstep. That's how close we are to 10,000 subscribers. We'll hit it. We'll definitely hit it before the end of the year. And yeah. We'll see. We'll see what day it is. When you hit 10K, eat 10 jalapenos. I am horrible with spices. Spicy food, peppers, anything like that. I am horrible. It is not my specialty. That's for sure. I gotta be honest, I like this storm here to my west, and this one in Pilot Mountain. Where's my tripod? It's back there under... I heard that thunder. Look at my window. See how sunny it is. Cloudy. I'm going to be right in the notch of this sucker. It's tempting to chase that. Hold on. I'm going to text my parents real quick. Would you guys rather have me cover here the entire day or chase? I'll just see. It's a waiting game. It's a waiting game. I moderately dislike trying to decide whether to chase or not. But yeah, I'll just keep an eye on these storms here. Outside of Southern Virginia, North Carolina, we're just dealing with isolated severe storms still up here. This one in Winchester right now, it definitely could be producing 60-mile-an-hour winds right over Winchester. It definitely could be producing quite the amount of winds. Man, I'm gonna keep watching this. I'm wondering if we could get a severe for this storm. Wondering if I could get a severe for this storm here going towards Martinsville. Looks like those winds have subsided a little bit west of Rocky Mount, but still could be 60 to maybe pushing 70-mile-an-hour winds there. About to move into Rocky Mount, Virginia. Nothing in Georgia or South Carolina is severe. We outside of our main risk area, we only have this severe storm for Pine Bluff for the next hour. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds there. Still that severe thunderstorm warning in Harrisville and West Union, as well as Elizabeth in northwest West Virginia. I'm going to pull up my analysis radar here because we've got a lot of severes right around this radar site. So that's enough for me to pull up my GR2 analysis here. Some wind damage there in just northeast of State Road, northwest NC. Trees down on an intersection. More trees down on an intersection. That's starting to get some good hail with it over Westlake Corner. It's warned for a 1-inch hail, but we're starting to get upwards to about 65 dBz. There is a chance that's dropping about an inch in diameter hail there, going towards Westlake Corner, North Shore, just to the southeast of Roanoke, Virginia. They just canceled both of those severe thunderstorm warnings back here towards State Road, down towards Wilkesboro. All of that has been canceled, so we're left with one severe for this cell, which we could easily get a new severe thunderstorm warning for Wilkesboro out of this storm here. And then, of course, our bunch of cells all near my house. And then back up into Maryland. Just got a new severe in Northern Virginia, actually. New severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds, 0.75-inch hail. That's going towards Front Royal. And then still 60-mile-an-hour winds on this. So, yeah, we're starting to see our more of our line form here. Almost nearly all of it is severe. Nearly all of it is severe here. So definitely starting to see our line take shape, and this is going to be the line we deal with for the entirety of the day. And that's going to move through almost the entire state of Maryland, likely the entire state of Delaware, into southern southeast Pennsylvania, and then eventually into New Jersey as well. Thunder's starting to slowly get louder outside. I can hear it. That one heading right for me. Really shocked that's not severe at the moment, to be honest with you. Considering how this is currently warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds up here. Oh, well, actually, they downgraded that to 60 now. But it was warned for 70. Yeah, probably 1 to 1.5-inch hail falling almost over Westlake Corner. It's just southeast of Roanoke, Virginia. That's our largest hail core so far. That could be dropping some of the largest hail we've seen so far today. Oh, severe in eastern Ohio. Look at that. 60-mile-an-hour winds possible for East Liverpool. Going very close to the Ohio-Pennsylvania border there. just east of New Philadelphia in Ohio. So that includes Carrollton is under that severe, Leesville, East Springfield, Richmond, just north of Hopedale under a severe for 60-mile-an-hour winds in eastern Ohio. Yeah, so this is our strongest storm right now. Out of any of the cells in the U.S., I believe that's our strongest storm at the moment. That's near Bedford. Forgot how you pronounce it, even though I'm from Virginia. Forgot about it. Forgot how to pronounce that. Just to the southeast of Roanoke. That's where our strongest storm is. Storm to your west. Now your storm west of you is weakening. Yep. Seems legit, Forrest. It's probably going to be a light rain shower by the time it gets to me. I mean, it's going to be on my doorstep in 10 minutes. Yep. The entire main portion of our line is now severe. The main portion of our line is now severe. All the way from Hagerstown, Maryland, all the way down to Waynesboro in central Virginia. So that's quickly turning into a full-blown line. Go back to our radar site here in southern Virginia. Still some small hail falling with these storms and some gusty winds. Yeah, but nothing significant anymore. No significant severes. We could just double check. Yeah, no significant severes in the U.S. right now. All of it is normal severes. There's no Tor possible severes either. So everything is mainly warned for around 1-inch hail and around 60-mile-an-hour winds. It is moving northeast, so actually this is going to hit me head on. This is going to hit me head on. It's moving more northeast instead of dead east. I'm going to lose power. I'm going to lose power. New severe, just like I predicted there. Just issued it for Wilkesboro in Boonville in Northwest NC. I'm surprised it's not at least a special weather statement. If not severe, but at least a special weather statement. A bit more of a hail core. Very heavy rain east of Mount Airy in NC. That's Northwest NC. We'll keep watching that. Could see a new severe for Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. If... Did you see that? Did I just lose power? Are we still live? It's not even over my house yet. It's not even raining yet, y'all. I don't know if I'm... Okay, I'm still live. And there it is. There it is. Huge severe warning for 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. All the way from Chatham, Virginia, all the way down to Walnut Cove, Pilot Mountain. Power's over here flashing, and it's not even raining outside yet. Dude. Don't know how the Wi-Fi kept on. Shocked it didn't completely cut out. I could lose power at any second. Any second. So that's a large severe thunderstorm warning for a very populated area. This is a very populated area. It doesn't include Danville. Danville is very populated as well. Let's see here. Almost 200,000 people. Nearly 200,000 people under that severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, probably, Sam. Probably. If the power stays out for more than like 5 minutes, I'm going to leave and just chase. So, again, just be away from doors and windows. If you're in this severe warning for Martinsville, I've got a window right there. Can't see my hand. Right there. There's a window right there off the edge of the camera. So, hopefully it's not too rough. Severe warning continues for Westlake Corner and Bedford, Buford in South Central Virginia for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 1-inch hail. On satellite imagery, the strongest storm by far, according to satellite, looks to be the one in Pilot Mountain. That's where it's blowing up the most. At least on satellite imagery. Let's see here. New mesoanalysis. Just going to check the instability real quick. Yeah, I mean, these storms, the HRRR wants them to be fairly weak. And let me see. I'll go look at the newest HRRR. I haven't seen the new one. Yeah, it wants them to weaken in like 30 minutes. It really doesn't look like they're that strong. But the environment is so favorable. I don't know why it's wanting them to weaken. Just the dumb HRRR for you. Oh, it goes again. It's so close to losing power. So close. New severe west of Charleston, West Virginia for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 0.75-inch hail. That's a lot of severes, dude. We are up to a bunch of severes. How many? 14 severes. There it goes again. I don't know how I haven't lost power. It's getting closer and closer, and the closer it gets, the more my light flickers. I hear the thunder. My fan just stopped. That could have... I don't know how I have Wi-Fi right now, y'all. I'm seconds from losing power, so just a heads up. These storms are going to continue to strengthen as they move into Maryland, further and further into Maryland. Should peak in intensity nearly over Baltimore. Also, we're 2 likes away from 100 likes, so if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. See, we're going to hit the 100 likes before I lose power in any second. Also, a new severe warning in north central West Virginia for 60-mile-an-hour winds. So the severe warning for Cedar Rock has been canceled in Cedar Rock, North Carolina. That is no longer severe warned. And thank you guys for 100 likes. I appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for hitting that like button. Severe warning still continues for Rocky Mount, Stewart, in Southern Virginia for the next 17 minutes. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds still on that severe warning. None of these storms are for 70-mile-an-hour winds yet, which is really, really good. They've all stayed at 60 so far. We've only had one 70-mile-an-hour severe, and it was to the northwest of my house. It was out there in Floyd, Virginia. That was our main severe warning today. But yeah, we could still see 70 to 80-mile-an-hour winds. This is just the start of our severe weather event out here in Maryland, Northern Virginia, Southeast PA, where we're anticipating the highest threat for all severe weather hazards. Most specifically, damaging winds. Damaging winds will definitely be the leading main hazard today across the board. With the exception of North Dakota, North Dakota could see hail being the biggest issue, followed by winds. We still don't have a severe watch in western North Carolina. These storms aren't maturing very well, so there's a small chance we don't end up getting... There's a small chance we don't end up seeing a severe watch for Southwest and Central NC, at least for the moment. Now, there could be one issue tonight once this stuff congeals more up into a line. Yeah, the enhanced risk is for wind. There's your enhanced risk right there. And storms are getting pretty close to it. I mean, they're about an hour and a half from entering that west side of your enhanced risk up there in Maryland and Northern Virginia. Connecticut, western Connecticut, yeah, there's a good chance for damaging winds. But there's a lot of uncertainty further north in New York, there's Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. There's not as much certainty on like a line or well-organized storms firing. Right now, it's just a bunch of scattered storms that aren't strengthening much. But yeah, you could get up to 60-mile-an-hour winds in portions of Connecticut today, if storms are strengthened and roll through the area. Special weather statement north of Greenville for 40-mile-an-hour winds for the next 28 minutes. Just stay away from doors and windows there. Don't go outside. Looks like our main batches of warnings right now is definitely nearing the enhanced risk out here in Virginia. That's going to keep going into Pennsylvania, then eventually Delaware and New Jersey. And then a second batch back out here, which should keep moving to the northeast and then eventually start moving east. There's uncertainty on how much convection can fire further to the south. We have two main models for today, the NAM3K and the HRRR. And the NAM3K so far has been very accurate. And that is the model run that wants a huge line to form tonight in North Carolina with rapid development of convection in West NC here over the next hour or so. Whereas the HRRR keeps all this convection very weak and then potentially fires a second line around 5 o'clock today. So we'll see which one wins. So far, the NAM3K has done the best. But there's a chance the HRRR wins with the possibility of a second line towards 5 o'clock. Okay. Close all this out. Let's go back to my local radar here. Severe warning was just canceled for Mount Airy, North Carolina. No longer in effect there. We could see a new severe going into Lynchburg here shortly as this cluster of storms keeps moving outside away of our severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, not much still in New York. We did just get a new special weather statement, though. First one in a little while in southeast New York. That's for Pleasant Valley for 50 mile-an-hour winds and 0.75-inch hail. I don't know how I have power. I'm pretty sure it's a miracle right now. I'm on the edge of it. It's not like pouring rain and it's not light rain. It's not very, very heavy rain. There's some rain though. I wouldn't say it's quite yet moderate rain. But maybe it weakened enough. There's not as much lightning now. So maybe it weakened enough to where my power ain't flickering as much. New severe warning for Harmony, Love Valley. Why such a weird warning? This storm is turning a little bit more east. I see that. Looks like its trajectory might be changing a little bit more. We'll have to see if these storms start turning more and more east as opposed to moving northeast. Yeah, these are moving dead east now. They were moving northeast along the mountains like this, but now storms have started to move more dead east. New severe for Lynchburg, Virginia, just as I was talking about. That's for 60 mile-an-hour winds and 0.75-inch hail. Can't fully rule out a tornado in western Connecticut, but it is unlikely that we see a tornado. There's a chance for a tornado somewhere in this dark green area highlighted here. There's a chance for a spin-up weak tornado. But it shouldn't be a notable tornado threat. I don't expect to see many tornado warnings today. Tornado threat is on the lower side. It's mainly big time wind, some small hail, and then a spin-up tornado. We'll be getting the new HRRR here in a little bit. 18Z, that will help with forecasting tomorrow's event. Yeah, southern southeastern Quebec has that, or southern southwestern Quebec has the highest tornado threat, like right up in here. That's where there's a good chance for a spin-up tornado or two. But even then, it's going to stay on the lower side of things in Quebec, too. Bunch of severes. A bunch of severes. I'm very curious. There's two main things I want to keep an eye on down here in Virginia and North Carolina. The first thing is, how long does this line last? Because some models just destroy it here over the next hour or so, and then other models want it lasting literally all day into portions of the night hours. And the second thing is, will there be a second round? Which right now, I don't think there is. I feel like the NAM 3K, which is the one that has this line lasting for the entire day into the night hours, I feel like that's going to be the more accurate model run right now. Let me check real quick. Yeah, these storms are exploding more and more. So there is still a chance we get a severe watch shortly across West NC. That mesoscale discussion for the potential of a severe watch out here is for, or rather is valid till 3 o'clock. So if we don't see a watch in about 30 minutes or so, then it's probably going to be a while before we end up, if we even do end up with a severe watch in West NC into South Carolina today. Very heavy rain to maybe some small hail, barely to my northeast. Barely to my northeast there. It's starting to rain. It's starting to rain and get windy. Well, it's been raining for a bit at this point. Oh, I bet this portion of the storm's clipping me. That's what it is. There's a little tiny area that's clipping me. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. I just got a very strong gust of wind. Oh my word, that was probably strong enough to knock down the trees out there across, like, in the neighbor's yard. That was a very strong gust. I don't know how I just kept power with that gust. I'd say that was probably, I'm not good at judging it, but I would say probably 40, maybe even greater than 40 mile an hour winds there, which, with how weak some of our trees are across the road, there's trees that, like, literally it could be 5 mile an hour winds and those things are bending all the way down. So I imagine 40 mile an hour winds, or however strong that was, possibly could take out those trees. That was a crazy gust. That was a crazy gust. I don't know how I have power. It has flickered like 6 to 7 times. I don't know how it's not gone out. I have strong trees in my yard, but across the yard in the neighbor's yard, across the road into the neighbor's yard, there's a line of weaker trees. They're like skinny, weak trees, but they don't snap. So it's like, it looks like they're going to snap when there's wind gusts over like 10 miles per hour, but none of them have ever snapped. Holy crap. Oh my goodness, this is one of the worst storms to hit my house this year. Literally. That is some wild wind. Like, the rain curtains are literally completely sideways, dude. I'll hold this open. I'll open my curtain. There's leaves flying everywhere. Like, when that gust came through and I opened this curtain, there was just leaves flying just as much as, like, rain. It is crazy outside right now. Hey, Matthew, I'm in the middle of a severe storm, and my power's flickered like 7 times. I barely got clipped by this tail end of rain. And it's just been crazy. I can't. The camera's connected to the back of the computer, and in order to do that, it's not that easy. With my last computer, it was a laptop, and I could just stick the camera out in a second because it was connected to the side. But with this computer, it's connected in the back. Yeesh. Is that still the wind, dude? Okay, the wind's starting to die down. Yeah, now it's just getting to, like, moderate rain. Dude, that was insane. That was literally probably the worst storm I've had this year. I'd be on top of my roof if I were you. I didn't want to go outside because the wind was so bad. Like, our porch is soaked. We don't get storms often that are able to soak our porch because most of our storms don't have a lot of wind with them. And this one had so much wind that literally the porch is soaked out there. Normally I stand outside on the porch and watch the storms pass, but this one, if I went outside, I'd be coming back drenched. It'd look like I'd jump in like a bathtub or something. Because that was very heavy rain with very gusty winds. Time for round 2, TRG. Yep. I got a second round coming. See, I didn't even need to leave my house for a bunch of wind. I just had to stay here, and then I got a lot of wind. That's all it took. Maybe they should have pushed that enhanced risk back down to my area. Because it's definitely... this is verifying as an enhanced risk, for sure, back in my area. Like, in terms of how widespread that is. I've had I've had slight risks before, plenty of them, and none of them have been this good. A severe thunderstorm warning here for the west side of New York City for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 0.75-inch hail. So, if you're on the west southwest side of New York City, severe storm moving through. A lot of lightning, very heavy rain, small hail, and very gusty winds. Gusty winds, upwards of 60 miles per hour will be the worst threat. Dude, that thing's got a hail core now. Moving off to my northeast. I think this is the first slight risk in the whole year that is actually verified for my area. It is. It is the first slight risk that is actually verified for my area. Yeah, and if not overperformed, actually. Matthew, thank you for the $20 donation. I greatly appreciate it. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the $20 donation. Some of these storms going sub-severe out here in Northern Virginia. Tempting. Tempting. All right. I'm going to do a poll. I'm going to do a poll, y'all, on if we chase or not. Because I can book it east very quickly. Like, I could be near Danville here in probably 20 minutes or so. And if so, I can definitely stream it. I'll be able to stream it. If I chase, I will be able to stream it. Thoughts on tomorrow with the capping? Very tricky. It is very, very tricky to tell what's going to happen tomorrow. But I do think we will see a bunch of storms fire, mainly in the evening, possibly into the, well into the overnight hours. My question is, do we get storms in the evening, like around 5 o'clock? Do we get storms? Or is it going to be later when storms fire? Because we're going to get storms tomorrow, and we're going to get a lot of them, especially after dark. But I don't know if we're going to get any storms before dark. Main threat is definitely going to be large hail. We could see 2 to 3 inch hailstones tomorrow across North Dakota, South Dakota, into a good chunk of Minnesota. Damaging winds of 70 to 75 miles per hour, definitely possible. The tornado threat is something I'm more uncertain on. I'm not too sure about that tornado threat. That tornado threat would peak with any storms that are able to fire in the evening. Thank you, Sam, for being an EF1 member now for 3 months. And thank you for the $10 donation. I greatly appreciate that. I hear the second round coming. Ooh, it's loud. I'm gonna lose power. Gonna lose power, man. Again, thank you, Sam, for being a EF1 member now for 3 months. And thank you for the $10 donation. And Matthew, once again, thank you for the $20 donation. Really appreciated. It's turned into more of a line, so I can see why you guys are saying no. Let me run that again. I'm going to run that again. Keep in mind that I will be able to stream it. So we'll see if you guys have the same result. I'm 50-50 and it looks like the chat is too. Looks like chat's 50-50. I don't know, Matthew. I mean, it's just a line. It's just going to be a shelf cloud, man. I want to see what the new HRRR has in the new meso analysis, so that way I can see if we do get a second round. Because if there's a second round tonight, that has a better chance for maybe a little area of rotation. Because we will have more shear as the evening goes on. There will be a better chance for shear. Yeah, chat's still literally like 50-50. It looks like on this poll, it's a little bit more on the yes side, but it's still very close to 50-50. I'm a shelfie guy. I mean, I imagine it's got a good shelf cloud to it. I know there's a traffic camera out here in Martinsville. Very, very close to where this storm is. Alright, well, this is one of the main traffic cams here in my neck of the woods. I don't know where it's facing. Okay, still 60-mile-an-hour winds. But here you go. This is a camera in my neck of the woods. See if I can zoom it out. It looks better a bit zoomed out. There you go. I don't know if that's looking for our first storm or the storm that's about to hit me. But very heavy rain and some cool looking clouds with a rain shaft. Uh-oh. Highway closure. Highway closure on 220. Just around Rocky Mount. Glad I didn't go for that. Highest quality VA cam. For real. Yeah. I think that's the highest quality camera you can get in Virginia. I might target the second round back here. It looks like these storms are becoming more of a second round. These have turned into more of shelves and clusters. Whereas this could turn into more of discrete storms. So I might end up targeting those. Or I may just stay here all day. I don't know. I'm very indecisive when it comes to chases because I want to use my chases sparingly. I don't want to go chase a bunch of shelf clouds. New severe thunderstorm warning in northwest Connecticut, southeast New York, southwest Massachusetts. Yeah. Massachusetts. Right on the triple state border here. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds for the next 38 minutes. Yep, that's how I am, Pete. I'm yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Definitely, maybe not. That's how I am. I like the look of this. Like, if these storms can strengthen up over the next 2-3 hours, that would be really good. Yeah, this storm slamming me right now is nothing like that first one. Nothing even close. Not even close to as bad. Like I said, that first one was probably the worst storm I've experienced this year.
I'm gonna laugh if it goes ahead and just tries to rip trees out of the ground after.
Oh, look, you can see the shelf cloud looming over our camera now. Let's switch over to this. Give you a better view of it. You can see the shelf cloud looming over our camera here in Virginia. Storm. I know exactly where this is. I have been here. If I went and chased, I would have passed right under this overpass. There's a highway right under this. There's a bridge where that semi just came across. Under that bridge, there's a highway, and that's exactly where I would be, because this is the exit you take to go towards Roanoke. Roanoke's that way, and it does a big loop. And this is the way, I believe, towards the Speedway. That's the gas station. For one of the first races I went, we parked over here. This is literally right next to the Speedway. I know exactly where this is. There is a killer view. The Speedway has a very open parking lot. It's back in here. And that's my home screen to my phone. That was a crazy shelf cloud I got at the Speedway. Absolute awesome view. And this storm's going right over it. It leads for an awesome view over the Speedway. Alright, let's go ahead, and here comes the heavy rain. You can see the rain shaft moving closer and closer. Hey, at least we got a cam chase. We got a cam chase. Let's see. Yeah, very heavy rain. It doesn't look like the winds are that bad. The winds really weren't that bad with this storm. Like I said, nothing like the first cell. The storm that's moving off to Chatham was absolutely wild for wind over my house. These are going to be the storms I'm going to target. I'm going to target these bad boys down here. If I do end up chasing, those are going to be the ones I go for. Still all 60-mile-an-hour severes there. Let's switch back to our main scene. There we go. Getting the new HRRR in right now. I don't love to use HRRR day of. It really, especially out here in Virginia and North Carolina, it is garbage. I like to just use mesoanalysis. Which mesoanalysis definitely tells me that these storms up here are not going to be dying out like the HRRR thinks. When do your temps start to go down? Let's see. Oh man, they don't start to go down until like 7 or 8. I use both Radar Omega and Weatherwise. This is the browser. I need to get the app version. But personally, I would go with Weatherwise 9 out of 10 times. The only one time I wouldn't go with Weatherwise is looking at models, but there is other sites like College DuPage, Pivotal Weather, Weather Nerds. All those are free to use, and those are better than Radar Omega's model runs. So 9 out of 10 times I would go with weather-wise. Unless you're really like hardcore model run person. But for everything else, it's weather-wise all the way. Potential for some gusty winds around 60 miles per hour and possibly a brief spin-up tornado. A new severe watch will be issued in the next hour or so for the potential of damaging winds in most of New Hampshire into western Maine. Well, I have tutorials. Both of them are old, but I have tutorials on both Weatherwise and Radar Omega on this channel. Whenever I get the app version of Weatherwise, I'm likely going to do another update for Weatherwise. That's a expired warning up in Ohio, West Virginia. Oh, Caleb, you did say, can you turn off the flash flood MCDs? No, you cannot. You have to turn off all the MCDs to do that. There's no way to selectively turn off just flash flood MCDs right now. So you have to turn off all MCDs. You can't just turn off the flood ones. Yeah, Chatham, that's about to be slammed by this windbag. This little guy right here is packing at least 40 mile-an-hour winds. I would say 60. Pucking. Yeah, we're playing hockey now. We're playing hockey now, y'all.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, Caleb, I just remembered you asked that because I had them on. Literally, I think I answered that an hour and a half late, maybe even a little more than that. I was very, very late. Pucking. Yep. Storm is pucking 60 mile-an-hour winds with it. Long Island, western Long Island has the best chance for severe storms, and that's for, really, you could see them at any moment. The chance for severe storms decreases after 8 o'clock Eastern. But really, anytime between 4 o'clock Eastern, here in about an hour, and 8 o'clock Eastern, you could see the chance for severe storms out there. Bro's delayed. Very delayed. Very delayed. So, all these storms likely have very nice shelf clouds with them. Especially the one moving through Martinsville along Highway 58. Yeah, the HRRR has 3 potential supercells moving north of Greensboro at 6 o'clock. I'm going to probably go for those. Yeah. I'm going to chase. Those look too good. Those look too good to skip out on. I'll likely chase at 6. It shows like these 3 storms becoming potential supercells, and I'm not going to miss it. Will you stream it? Heck yeah. 1,000,000,000%. And there's a chance I could meet Lucky. But I don't know. I don't know because he did say, I don't want to say it out loud, but he did say something that might prevent him from chasing. Look at how wrong it initializes. Let's see. Oh. No, not that bad. It's not horrible. It mainly shows... It doesn't show this storm back here. That's the problem. It doesn't show that storm. That could be a problem. I still think it's possible that they become severe and potentially could rotate. Because it's going to be closer to sunset, and the later we get, the better wind shear there is out here. I'll keep an eye on it, but there's a really good chance I end up chasing it. I just saw that too, Caleb. SPC Outlook vanished. It's back. These are still all maintaining at 60-mile-an-hour winds. And they are entering the west side of our enhanced risk. There we go.